How's it going, everyone? Amyte here, and welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 8. Last episode, we finished building a mob spawner, and today I want to show off something. This is the glittery dust building that I was showing off last episode, and if you come inside, you'll see that I added a whole bunch of renovations. And spaghetti wire, unfortunately, I couldn't get organized enough because I made the building first. No, that's a lie. I built these 6 material graders and built the building around it, not realizing that I wanted to create some sort of factory out of this. But yeah, this is one of the first things I tried of my own design, and it comes from a bunch of ideas of stuff I've been doing in previous Automod 8 sessions with my friends, or on servers or stuff like that, or just watching guides. First of all, I made a new wood farm because I kept running out of just any type of wood to start making chests and drawers out of, so I just said screw that, and I just have a really simple create farm going here. But this is the original netherwood tree farm that I used at the beginning of the very first episode, I think, or one of the first episodes, to make nether bananas. And now I want to show off what I've done to it. So now what happens is that the trees get pumped into these 2 drawers. Either I get netherwood or I get nether bananas. Everything else gets voided. The netherwood, I have made it so that it goes into a furnace to create charcoal, and then with that charcoal I am condensing it with this auto crafter into a netherwood block, a charcoal block, and then I'm sending that charcoal block into a furnace as a power generator. So you get like 10% extra energy when you do this, and I think like the amount it takes to craft is much less than 10%, so I said screw it, let's do it. Over here is a little bit where the spaghetti begins. So what I wanted to do was that I wanted to wirelessly transfer all the glowstone and emeralds from the mob farm to here. And I thought about doing it through ender chests, and one small problem is that because I know you need a lot of emeralds for the Automod Star, I made it so that emeralds would get compressed into a block. But the recipe for the glittery dust is only an emerald shard, which is 1/27th of an emerald block. So I just decided to have this building auto craft emerald shards whenever I need to, and so I have that redstone controlled with just a lever, which again adds more to the spaghetti. So this is the lever that controls whenever I need more emerald shards. But after all that, all of those things pipe into this one singular auto crafter to make glittery dust. This is going to be the first time I'm going to try this out, so I'm very excited to see how this goes. But we're going to set this to extract, and I'm going to upgrade everything to gold pipes at least. So we're going to do all of this, and we're going to put one in here each. So now everything should be going into this crafter. Oh my god, look at that fill up. And then, in order to get this started, we just do this. Oh my god, that was so fast. What the heck? And then it just pumps itself into the material graders, and I just have a drawer as a buffer, and this drawer is just set to round robin. But looking at the rate that this is producing, it's not pumping stuff out fast enough. So you know what, let's go make a pipe upgrade, and I'm too poor, I think, to make yet another netherite one. So let's just upgrade this to diamond, and then let's go back. Yeah, you can see I've been going back and forth a lot here. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting stuff out nice and quick here. And yeah, so now we're just mass producing glittery dust, and I'll have all the dust I need for the rest of my silent gear to get max rank. For today's episode, I want to learn how to make the Mekanism 5X ore processor. Now, I already made a bunch of stuff for it, and I put it all into this backpack here, but that's only up to, I think, 2.2 times or something like that ore processing. Uh, that is tier 3 mechanism, or yeah. So I haven't started making tier 4s yet because we require a bunch of refined obsidian and ultimate control circuits. So I looked at a couple of guides. I'm not really too sure exactly how it works, but they do give a picture here, so I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out one way or another. But we do need 3 machines, which is the dissolution chambered, washer, and crystallizer, along with the rest of this. And I think that's the first thing I actually want to set up is the thermal evaporation plant. But for now, I'm just gonna put away all of this stuff. So I really want to get this done and start multiplying my, what's it called? My ore supply, because I do know how much you need for a lot of projects and endgame stuff. I am a little weary of how close I am to my chunk destroyers, so you know what? Let's also take out my entire line of stuff, and let's give myself like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks of space to work with here. I really love these backpacks for just doing projects and just having around, because it's just sort of like you can pick them up immediately and place them down, and you can upgrade these with all sorts of things, so they're very, very convenient. It's probably one of my most favorite mods. So let's start off by just figuring out how this production works for brine, because that's the first thing we actually need to do.
One eternity later.
Well, it's done. I was recording as I was going along, but it got so complicated and I was learning stuff by the second that I just kept going back and forth between YouTube videos, the quests, and reading descriptions and everything and figuring stuff out, that everything just became a jumbled mess. And then I just kept running into just problems left and right. One of the biggest things was that I was trying to make this super compact, and so I was trying to run wires adjacent to each other, but every time I wanted to disconnect the pipes by wrenching, it would connect to another pipe, and then the pipe would get filled in with a chemical that I didn't want, and then it would just clog up the system. So I ended up just using different kinds of cables just to color code exactly where I wanted it to go, and I tried to make sure that I let the chemical essentially run a bit into the pipe first. Yeah, that's the one thing that drove me insane, was that I think every pipe and mechanism has some sort of inventory in it, because it just wouldn't either it would randomly connect to stuff or it wouldn't connect, and I couldn't figure it out. And worst of all, it was really annoying to figure out how to configure the mechanism machines. I found the one big bottleneck in all of this, and that is the production of hydrogen chlorine. Because you need it for the chemical injection chamber to create the sulfuric acid, but you also need it to for the injecting factory. I found out, I think if you put a block in here, you get like 30, 31, 32. I think it's a little bit over 3 times. But like I said, the problem is that you don't produce enough chemicals to justify the work and time it's going to take to process everything. So it's just, it gets bottlenecked. It uses so much energy. And I found out brine is probably also another bottleneck as well, because I'm just not getting enough. I even doubled up on some machines like the electrolytic separators and the chemical infusers just to make more hydrogen chlorine if that was possible. It didn't. It's just not working. Nothing is working. So what I've decided is I'm going to save the chemical dissolution chamber, like the highest tier of ore processing and mechanism, for the really rare stuff like unobtainium, aldemodium, and all of that. And then I'm going to save all the other ones for maybe the injecting factory, or maybe the purifying factory because it uses oxygen, and this is running into this pipe right now, and oxygen is super easy to make. But yeah, every time I kept troubleshooting this system, I kept thinking it was because of like the machine at the end of the line. So I kept trying to fix it by, I don't know, making another machine or something like that. And where was it? I even made like another chemical crystallizer just to see if like I could make the processing even faster. And then I've kept discovering it was like the machine before and the machine before and the machine before until I basically narrowed it down to this thing, which is, I guess, why all the videos and tutorials that I've been seeing has this thermal evaporation multi-block like super high, like it looks like 50 blocks in the air. But yeah, in the end, this is set up, this is done. I am ore processing now. And if there's anything that I got out of it, at least I can say that I've done it. I've actually managed to build it. Anyways, I've been complaining long enough, so let's go ahead and figure out a way to get this ore processing going. I do want to try this again though, and maybe let's go grab like a stack of gold ore blocks or something like that. Because like I said, I swear by it. I'm pretty sure hydrogen chlorine is my bottleneck right now, and therefore brine. Yeah, so you see that? There was so much hydrogen chlorine in there. There was like 24 buckets of it, and then all of a sudden it's just gone. So we'll have to figure something out. We gotta design the factory. My vision of how this is going to work is that I'm gonna run the chunk destroyer a bunch of times, right? And then once the chunk destroyer has its items, I want it to pump into, say, like this wall of drawers here. But then I also want the drawers to export out any raw ore blocks into my processor machine. So I'm wondering what's the best way to do it. I'm wondering maybe if I should just do it wirelessly via like an ender chest or something. But an ender chest doesn't have the capacity that this thing operates on. So instead of worrying about how to begin it, I think how we should worry about how it ends. So I do think let's put the diamond chest. Yeah, let's make it output into a diamond chest, and then I want the diamond chest to output into a drawer storage controller. Maybe we'll make a separate one. So I just have to relink this one, and we'll just run this against the entire wall for now. I'm thinking this has to be big, right? There's so many different ores that we've gotten, and there might be also blocks that we need, but like I said, I'm not going to worry about that at the end, but I just want to do a quick tally and see where we're at. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 52 freaking items. That is a bit too much, I'm going to say. 58 different items. We need to figure out a way to condense this a little bit. I can start organizing a wall of drawers and sort of overlay how everything works out. This will definitely be sized down from the quarry or chunk destroyers set of drawers. So we'll process everything so that we don't need these two columns. Those can be just condensed into one. And then I just have to basically organize the rest of all of these items into just a location somewhere. So I'm just gonna quickly process these in some way, shape, or form, and then we can figure it out from there. I feel like these are probably the most important, or the stuff that I would want to be like the main focus. So I think what I should do is we could make a second floor for these drawers or something like that, and then that way if we have any extra stuff, it could just sort of sit above, and if we really need to, we can just take them upstairs. So let's just make a new row here, and we could also just make this smaller if need be and have this sort of asymmetrical design. So all of the stuff that the game farmed but we don't really deem necessary, like for example the zychromium gems, which are used to change up some blocks. It's a stylistic mod, basically, right? So something along the lines of this. I don't have another item. I'm pretty sure I missed something. Did I miss? Nope, I didn't miss the mystical agriculture stuff. Yeah, I can't figure it out right now, but I think this is a pretty good layout. So everything that's going to be processed will end up here. So if we build it like this, it could probably work out. It is kind of busy. I don't like that though. I don't know. It just looks so busy though, but this is the general idea. I want the controller to be accessible, so maybe what we'll do is we'll just dig out, like, say, this little bit here and just sort of have a item pipe or something come out from this chest and go into the controller this way. So we can probably give this a try already by linking this tool up with, oh, hold on, let's make it to multiple, and then let's just click all of these drawers. So all the controllers are linked to here now, and if I just set this wrench to extract mode, sorry, I meant the pipe, we should be able to see everything get extracted slowly but surely into the appropriate drawers. Yeah, I was looking at videos and I did discover that Refined Storage has grid networks, which is a transmitter and a receiver. Both of these are a little expensive. They require a netherite ingot, but basically you can remotely check inventories of different systems and it shows up into your grid. So this is what I want to use to connect all my storage systems. Let's go try this out. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work, but I'm excited to try. So we need a transmitter. So what do we need to make from this? We need to make a bunch of cores. We don't have glowstone? Oh, that's not a problem anymore. So let's go ahead and, uh-oh, why is that? Oh, okay, they're in the ender drawers, it's all good. I probably should have grabbed more than two, shouldn't I? Let's go back real quick, oops. Construction core, and then make a couple of advanced processors, which we need to make more silicon for. Ooh, that's gonna be rough. I need to figure out a way to make quartz actually, because this is no good for me. So this is the transmitter and that's a receiver. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and claim some prizes here because I feel like I'm going to be poor. But we do need a network card for this to work. Transmitter should be connected to your main system wherever your controller is. Okay, that's no problem. We'll just run a wire into this for the time being. Receiver should go wherever you want your external network to be. And to connect it, you need a network card, and then we need to right click on the receiver and then put it into the transmitter. Okay. I think it needs to be on top, but I'm not really sure just yet. But if I right click this with a network card that links it, and then if we go back home and then put this in the transmitter, we can see that it's there. And that means if I right click and check out the inventory, there should be a whole bunch of stuff in here, right? Can I do, say, like, gunpowder? Huh. Why is it not working? Oh, so there is one thing I didn't do, and this didn't tell me. I think I need to make an external storage so that it has something to look at. So let's just go ahead and make this. And I think this is what will tell me where to go. So yeah, I have this wired up now. The external storage is just attached right under. I'm gonna try and conceal this as best as I can here. So we'll just cover this up this way. And now if we, let's just keep in mind, say like these few items here. And if we go home and let's look for Ender Pearl blocks, yes. And then Wither skeleton heads, yes. So now we can see the inventory of the mob farm from upstairs here. So this is wonderful. So now the question becomes, can you do this through dimensions? So I'm gonna make another set of transmitters and receivers. All right, I have them made. So we're going to attach a transmitter here, and I think we'll just expand by going like lower and lower. If I take one of these and let's just plop it, I don't know, like right here, for example. Then right click the card, /home. I will be very surprised if this works. And let's put it in here. Automatia mining. So is it gonna show up? I can't tell. It doesn't. I see 25 blocks of copper, but that's not how much I have. I don't know if it works, unfortunately. Like, it does recognize it, but I wonder if it's because it's in another dimension that it's not going to work. But yeah, I suppose in the meantime, I can just upgrade all of these chests, or drawers, sorry. We're gonna upgrade all of these with 4 copper upgrades so we can get 8.4 mil of any ingot. While we are at it, might as well stop by the mob farm and upgrade the storage there, because this is the place that I'll definitely need a lot of. So we'll go ahead and upgrade all of these. And now we can store 2.1 million of every item in a 2x2 drawer. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be that concerned about my stash for the next while. Look at the numbers go so quickly. Oh, that's so sick. Yeah, I kind of want to see this in action now. So everything gets pumped into here. Don't really care about any of these extra items, but if I look over here, uh-oh. Is stuff not getting picked up? Oh, that's why I turned that off temporarily. So we can see all the items come in. like a terrible slideshow. And then if we look over here, we can see everything go up ever so slowly. And yeah. That's awesome. Just look at this for like 10 seconds or so, and you can see all of the items stock are going up. And I don't know, it's just a very satisfying feeling, and this is why I love modded Minecraft. You can just make crazy stuff like this, and the mod packs that you play require you to do crazy stuff like this. I looked into the receiver transmitter thing. I think it's because I actually have to load the map in order to do this. So let's go ahead and head back to the mining dimension then, because I really want to make this work, because I swear it should be possible. So here is the chunk that we need to load. Did I manage to do this all in the same chunk? I did, except for right here. I should have moved this a little bit further. It's okay. So I'm going to have to force load 2 of these chunks. It's this one and this one, I believe. But I guess if I want everything to run while I'm away, I suppose I'll have to force load these 4 chunks instead. So now this should be loaded in, and I should be able to see the entire inventory in my grid. So now it does work. Oh my goodness. There's no way I have 3,000 in this originally, right? Oh, I think I can make this work then. So I'm just gonna take out a whole bunch of diamonds right here. All the diamonds. And then I'll just drag them all with me with a magnet. And then right click it all into the drawer. And we're gonna see it jump up to 3.6k, sorry. And then if it's correctly chunk loaded, yes, This works. Oh, yes, yes. I'm very excited because this is exactly how I imagined my storage system to be, is that like we're going to build a whole bunch of random farms around the place. Probably not like too far, but at least in this main area. And then we'll just connect everything via transmitter and receiver. And then that way that saves me on storage disks. And then I can have all I could have it all pretty around here and have an area dedicated for a farm for something every time. And then everything gets consolidated into this grid. Yes! I'm excited! And since I've been chunk loading this for so long now, oh my gosh, can you believe it's almost been a year? Oh, I'm so slow. I'm so sorry, guys. This is my casual thing that I want to do. This game is not my focus. Maybe I should do that, though. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and link all of this to this controller, and then we'll just put a network receiver right here. And then, oh wait, no, we need to put external controller, and then we'll just put the network receiver back here. And then right click the card, let's go home, and then there we go. And then all my blocks should be in here as well. I love refined storage. Okay, let's clean this up a bit. I think what I want to do is I want everything to go into from the chunk destroyer to go into a quarry like so. Sorry, what? Let's try that again. I want everything from the chunk destroyer to go into this backpack here, and if it's processable, it should go into at least the purifying factory. I'll think about what to do with the injecting factory after this. We'll make it come from the top, and if an item is not needed, to be processed, that is, we'll make it go straight into the drawer. So that means we need to make this into a filter. So what items do we need? What items are not needed to be processed? We don't need a diamond. We don't need emeralds. We don't need inferium essence, although I don't know how to type that one in, so it's probably easier if we just grab everything that doesn't need to be processed. So one of every one of these. Basically make like a whole list of stuff that we don't need to process, right? And then at the bottom, we'll basically allow everything else to go in there. This is the first time I'm making giant lists of item filters, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but a problem I will see is, like, for example, this ancient debris here. There's no recipe for it with the purifying factory. It's only crushing that nets you ore processing through this, I believe. Yeah, so if we can only crush a piece of nether ancient debris, but I feel like that can be an exception where I'm okay with doing it manually. I guess to prevent clogging, I'll keep all the drawers in this wall. I'll just reorganize it so that it's a little bit better looking. Now this looks a lot cleaner and not an eyesore that I've been dealing with for the past multiple days and hours on end. So we just have to relink everything. All right, and then I need to put upgrades on everything. No! All right, it's all tidied up now. So there's really only one thing left to do, and that is to pipe from the top here. I just realized this is gonna be a little bit spaghetti here, but let's just go one up higher, and we'll make this go all the way here. I really didn't want my piping to end up like this, but I kind of, you know, forced it on myself. All that's really left to do now is kind of to turn it on and then just watch everything go by. I just realized something. If I pump out stuff from this compacting drawer, am I going to get the base ingot or am I going to get the raw ingot? You know what? Let's be on the safe side and let's just say it's going to, if they don't do it that way, we'll just compact them before we send them over. But yeah, I think everything is pretty much ready to go, so we can turn this on and take a look and see what's going on here. Doesn't seem like anything's getting pulled out of the drawer though, so what's going on? Can I not take stuff out of the drawer? Oh, there we go. What was the problem the first time? So what changed? I'm not really sure. Oh, that's... Never mind. Okay. Okay, let's stop this for now. Or rather, let's just go ahead and turn it on in a little bit. That is not good. Oh boy. So let's make a blacklist for netherrack, dirt, cobblestone, cobbled deep slate, and end stone. Oh no. What's the official name? End space stone. Space stone. Okay. So it will not pull any of those items from this storage unit. Okay. So all we have to do now is just throw all of this away real quick. We'll just magnet it all the way over here and just put everything back where it belongs. Now it should work. So let's ignore redstone mode and let's see what happens now. Yeah, it works. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of stuff. I feel like we need to upgrade this real quick. Let me just disable this real quick here. I wonder if there's a way to copy the properties of something. But just in case you can't, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set both of these to export. Oh my god, almost there. All right, I think I copied all the properties. So now I just have to break this and then turn this back on. And the minute I do it, I have to quickly put the filter on. Okay, so now everything is getting pulled out perfectly. I'm a little bit disappointed. I really thought I could pretty this up and make it all nice and tidy, but in the end it became a bunch of pipe spaghetti and the whole mechanism thing became a frustrating thing. I feel like what I do is I just worry about the end process and then I freeze and get nothing done, which is why I just sort of said, fuck it, let's just, build whatever we need and just go along as we can or whatever. And then focus on organizing the mess afterwards. But you know what? It's a system that works for now. It's not the prettiest, like I was saying, but it still works. Oh yeah, one little quick thing that I want to add, by the way, is that I'm going to be taking a little bit of a backseat with all the mods yet again. I am playing this in bursts more than a consistent rate. I'm trying to focus my time on some other projects right now, so you'll probably see me upload another episode way later down the line, but I'm probably going to come on my world and just fix up a couple things and make stuff look pretty and just perform maintenance across all my machines and everything. So don't worry, I'm going to still be playing it. We're going to progress through this mod pack, and more importantly, I want to beat it. I've been saying that I've wanted to do an Automods pack and beat it by crafting a star, and I've been saying that since Automod 6, so this will mean a lot if I can just keep it still. And I was looking into Automods 9 actually. They did change quite a few things from Automods 8 that makes me feel like, yeah, if I was a modded Minecraft YouTuber I would switch, but I'm a casual, little modded Minecraft YouTuber, so I'm not gonna do any of that. But yeah, that's all I wanted to give a quick update on. I'm most likely gonna need to run the chunk destroyer again, and if that's the case, I'll probably clean up the cabling a little bit, but this works, it's not gonna be the prettiest thing, even though I had like a bit of a building thing going on, but if I need to fix it, I'm sure I will. And I rather focus on the function and have a little bit of aesthetic for this series, just because I feel like I spend so much time designing and building stuff already that I kind of just need to do things in order to, actually progress through the mod pack at a meaningful pace. So anyways, I'm going to let this run and process all the ores. So that's probably going to take a little while. So if you enjoyed watching this video, hope to see you again in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.